What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, if you see something that you like here today, please don't forget to subscribe at some point. Those of you stopping by, they've been here before. Welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. Glad you came to see me. So today we're talking about some beast mode level fragrances, some that just go and go and go all day long, and they project very heavy. A lot of people can smell you when you're walking by. Even if you're several feet away, they're gonna get a whiff of you. Let's talk about some fragrances. Stay tuned.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
So jumping off into this first one is one that I kind of wear for special occasions because it does fill a room off of my skin for sure, and it's 12 plus hours every time I wear it. I've only worn it 4 times. Certain occasions when I really want to make a statement with a floral fragrance, I absolutely do this. It's from Xerjoff. It's Accento. Now, not everybody's going to have screamer performance for projection, but the longevity is definitely going to be there for most people. It's just the way the fragrance is designed. And for me, the most prominent notes on this one are musk, pineapple, hyacinth, and a beautiful floral iris note, which of course is going to make it a bit more powdery, but a soapy floral, very, very, very clean musk that blends so well with the pineapple. This stuff is elegant. This stuff is classy. This stuff is refined. When I did my full review on it, I actually gave it the highest overall rating I've ever given a fragrance. I gave this a 9.5 overall. I've never given a fragrance a 10. I probably never will give a fragrance a 10. That's why I can't do the 10 10s video that everybody's done. I can't do it because I've never ranked a fragrance 10, and I got to stay truthful to it. But this is the closest it's ever come. This is as close to a perfect fragrance for me and my taste, specifically for me and my taste, as they come. And that's Xerjoff Accento. Next is actually a very recent acquisition that I got from Kajal Perfumes. Those of you that have been watching the channel for a little while, you know how much I enjoy that luxury niche house. They make some fantastic original DNA fragrances that don't smell like anything else, and this one kind of takes the cake on the performance. It's a monster, and I've only worn it 1 time, and the reactions that I got that day were absurd. We're talking about Sauvage from Kajal Perfumes. This is a leather fragrance, terrible for the heat, but I wore it on the right day. It was a dark, rainy day. It was the day that we had that Category 1 hurricane rolling through, where I knew I was going to be inside all day in the air conditioning. Most likely, barely anybody was going to show up. And I actually had a coworker that's really into fragrances come ask if he smelled it, complimented me, wanted to see what it was. He saw me taking my scent of the day picture of the bottle. Oh, that's gorgeous. May I? Picks it up, let him spray it. He got 2 compliments, came back. Where did you get it from? How much does it cost? Ordered a bottle. I got an additional 3 compliments aside from him that one day. And I only did 2 sprays because it smelled very strong the night before when I sprayed it on my arm. It just kind of took me back. So I thought, man, I shouldn't go real heavy tomorrow just in case. And I only did 2 sprays. And this stuff filled a room for like 5 hours. It was outrageous with 2 sprays. People could smell me all day long. There was no need to refresh. That night, I went to the gym after work. I could still get whiffs all day on my chest. Even when I got in the shower that night, which was, 11, 12 hours into my day, it was still coming off of my chest. I had 1 spray on the back of my neck, 1 spray on my chest. And it handled all day long. This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance, leather heavy with a little bit of carnation, a nice floral spice undertone, very masculine, very boss-like. This stuff is incredible. I did not know I was going to like it as much as I do, and it's one that I urge you to get your hands on and sample. Get a discovery kit and try Sauvage. It's from the Fita collection, and so far it's my favorite from the Fita collection. Next is another one that I did a full review at the beginning of the year on, and the opening leans feminine, for sure. This is a unisex fragrance from the house of Mancera. It's got a beautiful white peach up top that my wife loves it so much, she made me get her own bottle. So we have 2 bottles in this household of this. I gave away a bottle a while back with my 10,000 subscriber giveaway. It's from Mancera. It's black vanilla. If you can get past how feminine that opening is, the black currant and the vanilla that is used in this fragrance with the jasmine, the floral notes, it's gorgeous. Thing is, you don't need more than 3 sprays, because this is a freaking beast. This is a monster. This fragrance is incredible. I love the way the dry down smells on this fragrance. Just the opening I find is a bit too feminine, the way that white peach is. But, you know, 30 minutes passed, it's all about the vanilla and the black currant at that point and some floral notes, you know. It's very, very good. High compliment getter, very elegant smelling, very classy, very formal. Not something I would really want to wear with a t-shirt. You can wear this with anything if you really choose to, but settings I would choose, definitely more upscale events, you know, business formal, easy on the trigger for business formal, because this stuff is potent. Not one that a whole lot of people really talk about, kind of overlooked from the house, but a gem from Mancera. It comes from the same line that Red Tobacco comes from. As you can tell, those of you that know the line, has that gold cap bottom with the different cap style with the gold label. This is the same series that Purple Flowers comes from, the purple bottle, and then Red Tobacco, which is the red bottle, and so on and so forth. But one that's overlooked that more people need to try, because it's a freaking beast. Unisex beast. Leaning a little girly, but the dry down's great. And that's Black Vanilla from Mancera. Next, man, I just gotta say it. It's my opinion, but it's how I feel. This is the best fragrance from Parfums de Marly. Come at me. It's Carlisle. I'll argue with anybody about it. I don't care. I think it's incredible. It's fantastic. It's a compliment factory. It's like it's got an assembly line. Just compliments just raining in. It's a 16+ hour fragrance easily. It's a 2-sprayer and you're good. You leave a good scent trail. People can walk 5, 6, 7 feet behind you and they can smell you. I had it happen. They're like, ooh, what are you wearing? And they're a car length behind me almost, okay? Walking in a building with no breeze or anything. So this stuff is incredible. And yes, I haven't smelled all of them. I get that. That's a bold statement to say it's the best. From the 7 that I've smelled, it's definitely the best. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that would agree with me. There's a lot of people that would argue with me, because this has a fan base, because it is such a great fragrance. Cool weather, cool to cold weather. Definitely don't want to wear something like this in the heat. If you do, I wouldn't go more than 1 spray, but hey, to each their own. But in my opinion, the best fragrance from Parfums de Marly. Like I said, come at me. Let's argue about it. Let's have a debate, because I think this is just fantastic, and it is a monster of longevity and projection. And that's Carlisle. Next, the easiest way to describe what this smells like to somebody that hasn't tried it is picture a niche version of Tom Ford's Black Orchid, but make it a beast. Amarud, Dark Orchid. This stuff is absurdly powerful. Beast is kind of an understatement. It smells so good too. Wife's not a fan of it though. She doesn't care for it. I love it. The orchid in this is beautiful, and of course it has that sweetness to it. It doesn't have truffles in it, but it smells like it does. That's why I say it smells just like Black Orchid. I mean, yeah, Black Orchid, but a niche version. Man, I smell that floating in the air. This stuff is crazy potent. Super, super powerful. This is a monstrosity. Now, compliment factor is going to be kind of here and there, because if somebody doesn't like sweet floral fragrances, they're not going to think you smell good, you know. But for people that like that type of stuff, gourmandy floral fragrances, it's a home run. And I would absolutely be easy on the trigger with this fragrance. It's crazy strong. Crazy strong. I can't imagine somebody doing 6 to 8 sprays of this fragrance. This puts Homme to shame, and that's absurdly powerful. It fills a room. Dark Orchid from Amarud. You need to check this one out. If you like Black Orchid from Tom Ford, you're going to love this, because it's a better version of it, in my opinion. Next, I actually don't have a full bottle of this. I have a 30 ml bottle that's kind of a 30 ml decant, if you will, that a friend of mine made for me that will remain anonymous. But I got to tell you what, if you like, this is another one. It's a niche version of a Tom Ford. Back to back, go figure. If you like tobacco vanille, you take that tobacco out, you add straight up powdery notes. And I'm not joking, that's actually in the note breakdown. Powdery notes. You get Fade Tobacco Rouge. This is another one that's unbelievably powerful. Look, niche fragrances are supposed to be, you know, you want them stout because of what you're paying. I understand that. I sprayed this one a minute ago. It's still floating in this area over here, okay, because it's on the carpet now. I don't need to spray this one, but the benzoin and the honey in this one really give it that tobacco vanille smell. A niche version of Tom Ford's tobacco vanille, but there's no tobacco in here. But it has such a similar smell. I'm serious. If you were to tone the tobacco way down, yet somehow keep the remnants of the smell and add powdery notes, you got Fade Tobacco Rouge. And this is going to be on your clothes for days. Even after you wash them, it'll still be on your clothes. Easy on the trigger with this one, because beast mode, another one that's an understatement to say it's a beast. This is a Godzilla fragrance right here. How about that? When it's past a beast, I'm just going to start saying Godzilla mode right here, because, you know, Godzilla level. Tobacco Rouge. It's crazy powerful. Next, this is one of my happy fragrances. I love the way this fragrance smells. I have, from the moment I smelled it, I had to have it. It was when I was at Scent Explorer last year in New York. I had to have it. I left with a bottle. It's from Karen NYC. Nitro Noir. It's seductive. It's sexy. It's unisex. And it's powerful. Oh man, I love this fragrance. It smells so good. They got travel atomizers now. They got samples, so you can always get. They got discovery sets. There's no excuse. And the bottles aren't that expensive, like 80 bucks for 50 ml. And it's niches and niche comes. You know what I mean? It's high quality, super, super high quality, unique bottle designs, unique DNA. God, it smells so good. This is a seductress. This is seducing type of scents right here. Men, women, don't matter. Either can wear it. Both will like the smell that comes off of the skin from either sex. Don't matter. At least in my opinion anyways. And it's definitely a 12-hour fragrance, and it projects quite heavy. We're talking a 6-foot projector for about 2.5 hours. Then you're kind of getting a little less than arm's length for a few more hours. On my skin anyways. This stuff is absurd. The patchouli, the pink pepper, and the orris just blend so well into this. It's a beautiful fragrance, and it's definitely a beast, but a beautiful beast. And that's Nitro Noir. I'm Karen NYC. Next, this is definitely the most powerful fragrance in its own line. It's the Parfum Cologne version of the original. Obviously, we're talking about Roger Parfum's Parfum Cologne line, but we're talking about Enigma this time, or known as here in the States, it's Creation E. The Dr. Pepper vibe, the Coke float, all those different things. Tobacco, sweet vanilla, resinous, fizzy, poppy benzoin. This stuff's so good. Oh, let's give it one more. God, it smells so good. Wow. Guys, it's been a little while since I've sprayed this bottle because it's so hot here. I keep this for the winter. This is a monster for the winter. It smells so good right here, floating in this room, in this little area between me and you. I wish you could smell what's going on right here, because Creation E is fantastic. This whole line is fantastic. They all perform pretty well to very well, with Vetiver kind of being the worst performer of the group, 5-6 hour fragrance, and Elysium being a little bit better. But the rest, Danger, bordering beast mode, Scandal, getting closer to beast mode, beyond Danger, and then there's Creation E. This is the beast from that line, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Sample this one. Get yourself a bottle from Venba Fragrances. Use the coupon code. Get a good price on it. Links down below. It's really good stuff, and it is a beast. Long lasting and fills a room, and I still smell it floating. This stuff is so good. You need to try this one, and that's Creation E, Roger Parfums. Next, this is one of the most powerful fragrances on this list. It's not as powerful as Tobacco Rouge or Dark Orchid. Take that back. It's just as powerful as all the rest of them. Let's be real here. Off my skin, they don't get much more powerful than Red Tobacco, Mancera. Two from that same line. Now you see what I was talking about with the gold cap, the label, and the cap on top. Compliment Factory, another one that just, so good. Oh man, man, man. That incense note with that tobacco. And the oud. Mancera don't make weak fragrances, guys. And this is a stud. This is a star. It's popular for good reason. It's a must-have. And it is a beast. This is another one. 16-ish hours and beyond. Definitely a cold weather fragrance. You don't need a lot of sprays. And you fill in a room once you get to 3 sprays and beyond. This stuff works. It's incredible. So good. Sample this one or just grab yourself a bottle. This is another one. Most of these can be found from Vinva Fragrances, which is linked below. They got pretty much just about every fragrance on this list aside from like 3 of them. 2 of them, 3 of them. Yeah, 3 of them. 7 out of the 10 can be found from Vinva. They got great prices. That's where this bottle came from. That's where those Parfums de Marly bottles came from. That's where the Black Vanilla came from. And that's it. So half the list came from Vinva Fragrances. And they're available. And Red Tobacco is so good. This is most likely going to be #1 on my niche winter list. Again, it's going to probably be fighting with Carlisle. I don't know. We'll see once we get there. But for the time being, I'm telling you, this is a must-have. It is super long-lasting. Super strong sillage. You're going to love the way you smell. And that's Red Tobacco from Mancera. Last but most certainly not least, this is kind of going to be the controversial pick on this list because not everybody's a fan of it. I absolutely love it. I did a full review on it last fall. I love the way it smells. Yeah, I get some resemblance to Baccarat Rouge 540, but this does its own thing. Really, it's got a rubbery note to it. It's very spicy. You know I love a good spicy fragrance. The second Parfums de Marly on the list, it's Cologne. I know, it's polarizing. Not everybody likes it. It's love-hate. Some people love it, like this guy, and some people hate it. And that's totally fine. They're fragrances. They're subjective. Not everybody's going to like everything. But for some reason, this just does it for me. I actually like this better than Baccarat Rouge 540. Sacrilege, I know, I get it. But hey, not saying I don't like Baccarat Rouge 540, but I like this more. This is more masculine, and it's much spicier. I smell it floating in the air. It's so good to me. It really is. Does it blend in too much with my red shirt? I know it's a different color red. It's very unisex, but you know, ladies can wear this if you like spicy fragrances, but I find because it's so spicy, it just leans very masculine. I think if this is unisex, left being feminine, right being masculine, I think it's doing this number here. I think it's leaning a bit masculine. Absolutely try before you buy. This is definitely not a blind buy fragrance. A lot of these aren't, especially for the price. You know, I did blind buy most of these, but I did get a sample of this one first. And I'm glad I did because I could have totally regretted this like some people do. Some people that have blind bought this fragrance totally regretted it because it wasn't for them and they didn't like it. But sample it. It might be for you because it was definitely for me. Lasts all day on my skin. And this stuff just leaves a big old bubble going around me. Parfums de Marly Cologne. It's polarizing, but in my opinion, it's good. It's definitely a beast. Well, that's the 10, and until next time, guys, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have tried all of these? Which ones have you tried? Which ones do you still want to try? I definitely advise sampling first on a lot of these, but if you've already sampled them and you've been waiting to find the right price, like I said, check out Vinva Fragrances, link down below. Use the code TLTGFamily to save you $5 off your order. He does have a lot of what was featured in this video in stock for fantastic wholesale prices. That's where a lot of these fragrances actually came from. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these and you give them a spray now, You might end up thanking me later, because there's some beasts. Have a good one, guys.
This is not a drill.